She was one of the most famous women in the world. Millions adored her, cameras followed her every move, and people called her the People's Princess. But behind the smiles and royal titles was a woman battling loneliness, heartbreak, and relentless public attention. Her life, the true story of Diana, Princess of Wales. Diana was born on July 1, 1961, into the restricted Spencer family in England. Although she grew up surrounded by wealth and privilege, her childhood was far from happy. When she was just 7 years old, her parents divorced after years of conflict, and custody battles left her feeling insecure and alone. Later, her father remarried, but Diana struggled to accept her stepmother, making family more difficult. Diana later described her childhood as very unhappy and very unstable. At school, she wasn't remembered her kindness, gentle personality, and love for helping others. Those qualities would later define her life. At just 16, Diana met Charles E., then the Prince of Wales. A few years later, their relationship blossomed. Charles proposed in February 1981, and the world celebrated what seemed like the perfect royal romance. Their wedding at St. Paul's Cathedral was watched by around 50 million people worldwide. At only 20 years old, became the Prince of Wales. She and Charles welcomed 2 sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. But behind palace walls, the reality was very different. The growing age difference and personal struggles and constant media attention placed enormous pressure on the married Charles, and their relationship slowly fell apart. By 1987, the marriage had become visible, and the couple's unhappiness was now being reported by the press. Eventually, the royal marriage could no longer be saved. Even while facing personal struggles, Diana dedicated herself to helping others. She visited hospitals, comforted sick children, and supported people with AIDS at a time when many feared even touching them. During a tour of Harlem Hospital Center, she spontaneously hugged a 7-year-old child with AIDS, and this particular act earned her more love from the people. Diana de Lepris. She headed many charities and organizations, even becoming the patron of British Cross in 1988. In 1994, Diana helped launch the charity Bereaving UK. Her compassion reached across the world. It wasn't her royal title that made people love her. It was her kindness. On August 31, 1997, Diana was in Paris. She and her companion left the hotel while being followed by paparazzi, the car carrying the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. She was rushed to the hospital at 2 a.m. but was pronounced dead at approximately 4 a.m. News of her death spread across the globe within hours. Millions were left heartbroken. Mountains of flowers covered the gates of Kensington Palace as people gathered to mourn. Her funeral became one of the most watched television broadcasts in history. Princess Diana proved that true greatness is measured not by a crown, but by compassion. Nearly 3 decades later, the People's Princess to inspire millions around the world, reminding us that kindness can leave a legacy that lasts forever. If you enjoyed this true story and want to discover more remarkable lives from history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.